I feel I kind of avoided this with the victory song and for the normal battle, but fuck it. From my perspective, this is the victory lap, so fuck it. Dot Hack GU Volume 3. You, of course, will be getting the Volume 4 video later. That one's pretty short, but let's see how long it takes me to go through this, shall we? 5 sessions, 42 plus 42. Go to story. Already a negative something to gameplay. -9 to gameplay. Hey, so... Oh god, I don't want the grunty song. Fuck the grunty song. There we go. Actually, I don't want the Moon Tree song either. Good enough. So, here we go. No cheats, you know the drill by now. Let's go. Oh. So, voice acting was one positive this time. I gave music direction, brickwork, positives. I gave visual storytelling 2, Lindblom effect got 1, as well as a double for external continuity. Not just for the external continuity that extends to the rest of GU for this one, but also to Sign and the IMOC quadrilogy games as well. Specifically, that's, for those that are not in the know, that is Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine. .hack infection, .hack mutation, .hack outbreak, and .hack quarantine. I gave a positive to the world building, and then the forums and news sites gave a triple positive to the background lore as well. And then, of course, there's the official site once again. All of this continues to be a thing from the previous games. Good gameplay story integration. This time, thanks to the Kubia arc, I actually think it warrants a triple positive for gameplay story integration this time. So, yeah, this actually had the strongest story, in my opinion, of the .hack games. Go figure. The theme of growth and letting go of the past is all over the place in this game. It is shown off by multiple characters. The ones that grow and find meaning in their lives move on through harsh times, while those that remain stagnant are swallowed by their pasts, such as with Sakaki and Ovan. So, cool. The humor ended up getting 2 positives for a total of 21 presentation positives. It was actually cathartic to actually give some positives out in both Volume 2 and this, I'll just go ahead and say. Haseo this time, triple positive for both him and his character arc, because he shows how much he cares very quickly, and I love it. And I fully understand, I finally fully understand the hype for Haseo, so triple positive to him. Also, his character arc, PK tournament arc notwithstanding, I think is strong enough to warrant a triple positive. Adelie impressed me this time, and she ended up earning a triple positive because she ended up being awesome throughout the entirety of the work, and there was enough there with her to warrant the triple positive. I gave Pi 2 positives, as she is much better here than she has been in all series. She was getting better in Volume 2, but Volume 3 is where she really shines, in my opinion. Even Volume 4 really can't have her shine as brightly as she does here. My opinion. Then there's Syllabus and Gaspard, who I collectively gave 2 positives to, because they've been slowly growing on me over the course of the GU series, as such, yeah, I decided to go ahead and give them 2. Mostly because Syllabus and Gaspard have been kind of getting better and better. Yes, that initial first impression of them was bad, and I wanted it to just fucking slug them both with a frickin' baseball bat. But they grew on me, and they actually became interesting characters. So, double positive there. I gave Ovan a positive for being an interesting antagonist. Aina was interesting, and her reactions when she wakes up are completely understandable and show her complexity. Exity. So, presentation was 21 positives, and character positives brought us to... was 16 of them. So, cool. Then there's the opening scene, which gives us a peek into Ovan's motives. Those right off the bat. Which was actually works well to build intrigue. The recap of Volume 2 is not as good as the one for Volume 1, but is still good. Haseo's declaration that he will finish this is short and gets right to the point, showing his growth. Now, at first, I didn't like the search for Mellow Grunty, as it seemed like filler, but I actually ended up liking it. It ended up liking that it not only is a breather from the Ida stuff, but also reminds Haseo of why dealing with Ida is important. So good stuff there. Then there's the Heatwave Hound Chase, which is another nice little breather. Either before the heavy shit with Sakaki and CC Core starts finally getting going. Also, Haseo's declaration after reading Gaspard and Syllabus's follow-up emails is well acted and into beautiful subtlety of a sledgehammer moment that I just ate up. As I tend to with moments like that. Okay, look, I fucking hate the PK tournament arc and everything it stands for. I really do, because I explained this on stream. I thought of like 10 different ways you could have made the tournament arc relevant and still gotten the same point across. But despite all of that, I do like the Calvary moment of Endrance, Kun, and Adelie giving their avatar strength to Haseo. Hell, that was good stuff. That was worthy of a triple positive. Now, if only the insane number of negatives didn't drag this scene into the pits of hell. But we'll get there when we get to the negatives. I like the flashback that shows what happens to Aina and when Ovan first became infected with Ida. Then there's the confrontation with Ovan after we defeat Korbanek, which is honestly awesome, as is the culmination of everything Ovan has been in the entire series. And as Haseo shouts at him, it does not whitewash his actions. It explains Ovan's shit, but does not excuse it. And this is the wrong song for this. None of these are right. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. Screw it, Ovan. You get the Mecha Grunty song. Which we didn't hear the full thing because I didn't give enough chimp spares. But yeah, as I said, it doesn't whitewash Ovan at all. You know, as Haseo screams at him, everybody grieves. You're not special, Ovan. Speaking of Haseo yelling at Ovan, I have not been giving that much credit to the voice acting, mostly because it doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. I want to give Yuri Lowenthal, however, there is one exception to that. I want to give Yuri Lowenthal massive props for his performance, specifically in the confrontation with Ovan. Right. Everybody grieves, you're not special. That is a beautiful scene, and I freaking love it. Then there's Haseo confronting his other half, effectively who he was back during Dot Hack Sign. For those not aware, I do actually kind of like that whole confrontation he has as with the other Haseo. Because it reminds me of Persona 4 in all the right ways. I am thou, thou art I. And as such, I felt that scene was a triple positive. Then there's Ina's outburst when we go with Bo to save her. As it makes perfect sense and shows why Bo is the half of Sakubo that I can actually tolerate. So then there's Haseo's rallying speech, which is kind of awesome and just so in character for him. And okay, you got me with Alkaid's return game. I'll give you that. When Alkaid came back, that was awesome. Also, the Icolo Cavalry moment in general was just awesome. And washing the taste of the PK tournament right out of my mouth in the best way possible. So, triple positive there for making Sakaki shit moot alone. Yes, I am that fucking petty sometimes. Making a villain that I fucking hate's point moot can earn positives. Then there's the final strike on the Kubia core, which is accompanied by that montage of events from the past 3 games. It's a wonderful payoff of easily worth all 3. And I do love the whole, everything I've learned from the world is being put into this one attack. I really like that. Then there's the emails after the Kubia battle, which are all awesome and have some great reactions from Haseo. And I also love that final scene at Hjulgronn's Cathedral right at the end. Adeli's hesitancy, because she's like, well, this is what Haseo's been fighting for this whole time. The love of his life, so to speak. So why the hell would I mess with that? I'd be a selfish cunt if I did that. But remember what I said in the above positive about the theme? The theme of letting the past go. I love that Shino actually tells Haseo to be true to himself, and to just be who you want to be. And he turns right around. He goes after Adeli because he has grown close to Adeli in a way that, honestly, arguably, regardless of whether or not you think Roots is canon or not, he never was that close with Shino. He wasn't. At best, Haseo was infatuated with Shino. But if anything, he actually loves Adeli. And I like that distinction. Also, Shino telling him, I'm not going to see it as you backhanding me if you go after her. Go. Come on, be happy. You know better. You should know me better than that. Good stuff. And it's all understated too, by the way. I'm projecting more onto that scene than is actually there, which is the best way to look at it. But she says it in just a look and a go and a request for Haseo to be himself. That says more than anything else really could. And that's actually well done, So that's a triple positive. Then I went ahead and gave the outro a triple positive. It did something that I haven't seen this outro did something I haven't seen since Mass Effect 2. We'll get into this in the negatives, but the intro of this game sucked ass. But it came together in the end to be awesome and epic. To be blunt, this is a way better example of that. Although to be blunt here, though, this is actually a better example of this kind of thing than Mass Effect 2 was, because I had a nasty first impression of Mass Effect 2. but then it got better as the game went on. And this is a way better example of that, as not only is the intro of this game weaker than Mass Effect 2's intro, but I actually feel this game's outro is stronger than Mass Effect 2's outro, in my opinion, as everything comes together here to leave me satisfied, and then some. So yeah, the outro easily got a full triple positive out of me. So then we get into the post-game stuff. The CC Core Ovar forum is a great read, and as a streamer, it spoke to me in a way that I appreciate. Then there's the wedding event, which honestly I love it. The promise card thing, that's awesome. Awesome. And I want to give special praise to Pies, Coons, Entrances is Alcade, it's and of course Adelise, because they were all just awesome, especially Entrances, and also Coons was really awesome too, especially when I flipped on the Japanese audio and realized that Coons' Japanese voice actor is the same guy who voices Randy in Japanese. Randy from Trails in Japanese. Voice actor illusions. What can I say? And considering how much of a player Coon is, there's just something kind of fitting with that casting, you know? 80 total positives. Let's get into the negatives. I fucking hate the pacing in this one. Atrocious across the board, or in my opinion. And that's mostly thanks to the fact that we have to spend the first half of the game having Sakaki be the villain in Volume 3. That was a terrible idea. Yeah, because, Ovan, And no, making Ovan the perpetrator of everything did not help, as I said. Also, I feel like this story is padded out to hell, even right from the get-go, so that was a triple negative. And then, the voice direction this time. What the actual fuck happened with the voice direction this time? Seriously. Sometimes it's great, and then other times it's some of the worst I've ever heard. It's so fucking all over the place that I ended up giving it a triple negative, because, are you fucking kidding me? But that is it. Only 9 presentation negatives. Now let's get into the characters, shall we? Triple negative to Sakaki, because he annoys the piss out of me. His arrogance is more ear poison than endearing, and Crispin Freeman is overacting like crazy. I've heard Crispin Freeman act. I've seen Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate, but here? Ugh, the performance is not good in the slightest, and at the end of the day, he is easily the worst villain in all of Dot Hack, in my opinion. There is not a single villain that I think is actually worse performed or acted. Triple negative. And then to round out the 4 character negatives I gave, and Eris went from kind of endearing in Volume 1 and 2. Okay, hang on, I gotta fix that. Was kind of endearing in Volumes 1 and 2, but here, he is a giant waste of time. So there's that. Then there's Sakaki. So yeah, that's 4 character negatives. Now let's get into the moment negatives. Sakaki's reveal would be awesome if the entire party wasn't just standing around watching Sakaki beat on Yada's character for no fucking reason, which is out of character for several of them, I would argue. Pi especially. So, then there's the fact that Sakaki took over GU, and it's legit. Yeah, no. Just no. Like, I'm sorry, Ari, but outside of his real-life powers that Online Jack episode 6 showed off, I don't buy it. I don't buy that any corporation would be that fucking stupid to believe some random person on the internet. 10-year-old or not. Then there's the intro, which I chop after Sakaki takes over GU, which is pretty bad as we take a hard left turn into Sakaki being a villain, and despite that connecting to Ovan, everything Sakaki does feels like padding, so triple negative there. Then there's Sakaki's commentary in between rounds, which of the PK tournament arc, which just reek of Won the Battle, Lost the Cutscene. And if you've seen any of my Trails reviews, you know how much I fucking despise that. It's just without us actually losing, you know. It's still bad though. Then there's filler that takes your mind off of. Then there's the fact that there's filler that takes your mind off of things, and then there's Kun acting like a poonhound. Fuck the Chim Chim Song Quest. Then there's the cancel culture scene. Oh my god, no, it's fake drama and I hate it. Fuck that scene, triple negative. I bitched about it enough as it is. I got angry. Like, god damn it. Ugh. Fuck, the emergency alert system for the country I live in fucking went off while I was as if it was a rant alarm. As if it was the continuity alarm from early Top of the Fourth Wall. Oy. Then we have Adley padding out this fucking arc with some more with the story of Kudan, and warranting another triple negative from me. Then there's Sakubo questioning entrance for having a fucking brain in his head, which is just all of the no. Oh, so that was a triple negative. And then I gave the PK tournament in general a triple negative, as it is the worst arc in the entirety of GU. And yeah, now having played Volume 4, I can honestly tell you that that still holds true. It's boring, it's repetitive, it's full of plot contrivances that just will not fuck off, and on top of that, it constantly bounces around and with its focus. It constantly bounces around with its focus and has 3 fucking quests that pad it out. This arc that pad out this arc well past the point of tolerance. And as such, it can go die in a fire and get its triple negative, and no, it all being part of Ovan's Make Haseo Strong Kikaku does not excuse the bullshit. If Sakaki's bullshit was maybe 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, I might have been more willing to excuse it. But it's not, so fuck it. And I also gave a negative for said plot contrivances and the gaping plot hole of CC Corp not pulling the plug on Sakaki the second it became apparent that the world was starting to get a bad rap, with Online Jack already making the public debate the game's worth. Any bad press should have been avoided, in my opinion. Now, you could say that that's just CC Corp being CC Corp, but I'm sorry, there's a limit to how fucking stupid I'm willing to tolerate an evil organization. There's a reason why there's an entire YouTube channel dedicated to a series known as Evil Too Stupid to Exist. You know? Then there's Lawless Fort. Fuck this quest, and fuck Antares for dragging me on it. And then the final triple negative actually comes to us from the post-game, specifically the finale of Online Jack, which reveals that all the kids that Ihara was pursuing recover with zero memory of what happened in reality and in the world. Including Sakaki. Yeah, no, Sakaki getting off scot-free is a triple negative for me. I'm sorry. No. 38 negatives. On to the positives. As I did say in Volume 2 and will say in Volume 4, this is third verse, same as the first, for cheat mode. Save data labeling once again. The transferring from Volume 2 is second verse, same as the first. And spoilers, Volume 4 is going to be third verse, same as the first. As well. The map, the minimap, the HUD. All still good. Trading, still a triple positive. Info in game, still a double positive. Ally AI is good as ever. Battle areas are still good. Retry still refills HP and SP. Forums and emails once again give you area words, and that's a triple positive. The difficulty curve is once again smooth and well done. The power progression curve was good. Demon Awakening, Divine Awakening, both enough said. Ed, the Divine Awakening, variances, once again, enough said. Avatar Awakening being stupidly powerful. Gameplay story integration was a triple this time. I'm again courtesy of the Kubia arc. There's some good enemy variety on display. Hey, the Heatwave Hound was tough, especially if you weren't paying attention to your stats. Or Gaspard and Syllabus's level and equipment, for that matter, like I was. Whoops. Still a good fight, though. Fighting Kubia is easily the best Avatar fight in the entire series. Kubia Alpha is a great example of this, with it telling you how to beat it. Said method being really fun, and the audio span is substantially less, so triple positive there. Then there's the doppelganger fights on the way to the Kubia core, which is a fun concept that requires a bit of planning and strategy. Pro tip, don't be stingy on using skill trigger. Then the Kubia core is a final boss, is a great final boss that I meant to fight with Adley and Pi, but fight it with Alkaid and Antares, because I didn't realize that at the core was the next fight. Whoops. The outro is weirdly good. As before, it was all over the damn place, but the final battles against Kubia, for me at least, made it all worth it in the end, warranting a triple positive. And I gave both a Viscerality and a Replay Plus for a total of 40 positives. Now let's get into the 49 negatives. The lack of options, once again. And, honestly, enough said. The audio spam, again, enough said. Avatar battles still suck. They're always tutorialized. Email checking is once again bullshit. You'd think they'd get wise to this by now, but nope. Flinching and knockback, same deal. Inventory, yep. It's as I've been complaining about constantly. Interface is still clumsy. Crimson Versus can still fuck off. Alchemy is still bad. No giving me a guild expansion to cut down the cost doesn't help. The leader dies, he's equaling game over for the usual reasons. A triple negative on the pacing gameplay-wise, because even on the gameplay it's bad pacing. Itemization, once again pretty bad. The virus core, or that should say grind, not grond, The Virus Core grind is arguably worse than the Adler Key grinding in Volume 2 because of how little you get and how many you need. And don't even get me started on the wonkiness and grind if you plan to see the wedding scenes with characters like Shino and Alkaid. So negatives, 1 negative each with those. Targeting is still bad. Status. This one actually kind of came. This, for the first time, there was a status effect fetish in the series here in Volume 3. So close, .hack. So close. You were that close to being an entire series with no status effect fetish. In case you're paying attention, the first 2 volumes literally didn't have a status effect fetish. How's that for irony? Sigma Fading Moonflower Glory, or it can take its teleport maze with it to hell. I didn't like fighting Wicked Garango and Wicked Baku, as I felt it was a terrible fight with a paralysis fetish, and Baku, who in particular is cheating, as his brother needs to go down in order for you to damage him. Yeah, fuck this fight. A triple negative. I'll leave it at that. I was going to make a voice actor comment, but no. I am not opening that can of worms. I'm not Steve, after all. Corbinik is the worst boss in the series. Zero question. I can confirm that this is actually true, even with Volume 4. Or, just like we did with Innes, let's start with the audio spam, as it is even fucking worse here. Ovan's lines are even more limited than Adeli's were, and he repeats them more often than she did, making fighting him with the sound on and headache-inducing. So that was a triple negative. Then I gave another triple negative because for him hiding behind his shield and blocking everything. That's another triple negative. Then I gave another triple negative for all the nonsense of having to data drain him twice while he hard spams projectiles at you. That was another triple negative. Then there's the fight itself, which on its own is just boring and repetitive because of how stupidly limited Avatar battles are in the series. So that brings us to one final triple negative. Then there's Gubia Beta, who's obnoxious with his constant spamming of ads and somewhat wonky hit detection. And then I gave a triple negative to the post-game walkthrough Itis. Now, because post-game walkthrough has plagued the entirety of the games, but it is arguably at its absolute worst here, as if you missed anything that flags unlocks here in Volume 3's post-game from the other games, you have to start from the beginning of Volume 1. Yeah, no. Absolutely fucking not. I hated Volume 1. There's a reason why I didn't 100% it. And there was no way in hell I was going to 100% it. I did so with FF10 because I had cheats. There was no way in hell I was going to tolerate it in Volume 3. And that's it. That's .hack. That is as far through .hack as I'm going. I will, of course, I already gave my thoughts on .hack. Obviously, you're going to get the Volume 4 thing. I recorded the Volume 4 thing first because I wanted to see if I was going to attach it to this one. And the survey says, no, I'm going to keep them separate. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and just... So, I'm just going to go ahead and chop the music, chop this video off, upload these both, and just finally, from my perspective, be done with .hack. So, from your perspective, see you in We see you in that rating video, and for everybody else, yeah. Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers signing out. Have a good one. Later.